Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. I am hiding from the sun because it is loud and bright, and of course I usually film midday and it just happens to be here. If I sound like a frog, it's because I do. I have this horrible post-nasal drip. My ears are plugged so I can't hear that well, and I have this gross deep cough that I've had for a couple of weeks, and it just keeps getting worse. It seems like it gets better, but then it doesn't. I don't know. I feel fine for the most part. I mean, I get a headache here and there because my ears are so plugged, but I'm taking Sudafed. I'm trying. I just think it's going to take a while to get better. In today's video, I have some polishes to share with you from China Glaze. It is their Willy Wonka collaboration. I was very excited when I got this in the mail. First of all, the packaging, let me show you. Came in this cute box, like this little luggage, okay? And then I have the polishes out already. You open it up. I don't want anything to fall. Hold up. And then you have this cute little, you have this cute container of things inside. So like the main polishes were in here. There's extra polishes that come with the PR package with little stickers. I have more stickers up there. There was like this cute little door. I'm struggling. Cute little door that had a note. And I swear this note smells like chocolate. I swear. But you open it up and it talks about the collection and the inspiration and everything. I just thought like this was such a cute little touch. Even like just how the paper is like crinkled up and all of that. It really goes with the aesthetic. And then this other door has more polishes that have little stickers. I'll pull one out. But basically you have the polishes or like a duo of polishes with stickers, little nail stickers. This box is like extremely durable. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I might just maybe give it to my kids. It's such a cute little box. I don't just want to trash it and throw it away. So definitely like reuse it for something. But this is a 6-piece collection. You have creams in there, you have some shimmers, you have a glitter polish. China Glaze, I love them as a mainstream brand because they really think out of the box when it comes to collections, to polishes when they're creating them. They really do their best with going outside of the box. They really put a lot of thought, I think anyways, into their polishes. And I feel like they're one of the, or maybe even like the only mainstream brand really that really does a great job with getting those indie type finishes. Fun fact though, I didn't even know there was a new Willy Wonka movie. I got the package and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I haven't even seen any previews or anything like that, so I don't know who's in the movie or anything. I should probably do that after this. But anyways, that's enough rambling. Let's get into the swatches. First up, we have Wonka, and I wanted to show you the caps because they're absolutely gorgeous. So you have Wonka written in gold on all of the caps and like this beautiful, like whimsical type of writing. But on the website for China Glaze, they don't really have a description for their polishes other than the shade is gold and the finish is a this fine one is glitter. Definitely a true gold polish. I would say there's like fine micro glitters in there, fine like gold micro glitters. It's not going to dry down like texture or anything like that, so it's not going to be difficult to remove because those glitters are super fine. I was honestly shocked with the coverage that this gave me. I built this polish up in just 2 coats, and it was beautiful. I mean, it does dry down like dull, so you do want to add a glossy top coat over it. But just 2 coats and I achieved full opacity. I think longer nails, 2 coats is going to work for you too. You may want to go in for a 3rd coat depending on your nail line and preference, but honestly, like I think 2 coats is just fine. And it is super, super sparkly. Like I can't believe China Glaze created this polish, or a mainstream brand created this polish. I mean, maybe I haven't really dug into my mainstream collections, or maybe I need to like spruce up my collection because just wow. Like look at this finish. Look at how beautiful this is. This is perfect for the holiday season. Absolutely stunning. The gold isn't too warm and it isn't too cool, in my opinion. I think it's a beautiful gold that is going to work for every skin tone, or any skin tone, I should say. So pictured are 2 coats of Wonka, and you have a glossy top coat over that. Next up is Pure Imagination, and on the website it just says it's a purple with gold shift, and it's a shimmer polish. It's definitely a shimmer polish. It definitely has a beautiful gold shift. I honestly see a little bit of green at certain angles and a little bit of like pink red as well. If you're looking really closely. Again, this one builds up beautifully in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, you're going to be fine with 2 coats. You could do a third if you really, really wanted to, but honestly, I don't think you do. If you love purple, you're going to love this polish. It is such a bright, playful shade of purple. I think you can get away with wearing this in any season, even in like the winter months. I would wear this more towards like February, when we're like heading into like Valentine's Day. I think of February and I just think of like pinks and purples, maybe a little bit of red too. But honestly, like, look at this. That second coat, it builds up beautifully. Full opacity. The shimmer is so strong and intense that it gives off this beautiful, like, glow from within look. And I'm just blown away with how amazing, like, China Glaze did with this collection. I'm going to be on repeat saying that. It's just, wow. Like, this polish is just, wow. Definitely a polish that I want to keep aside to wear as a full manicure. The shimmer is just jam-packed in here. But do you see what I'm saying? It's definitely a gold shift, but I see a little bit of pink and red. And then at super duper extreme angles, I did see a little bit of green. You're not going to see it here on camera, but in person, you might see it a little bit. Pictured here are 2 coats of Pure Imagination with a glossy top coat. And moving right along, we have For the Dreamers. And this one is described as a rich burgundy pink, and the finish as being glitter, which definitely is glitter. I think the description of the color is spot on. It's very rich. You have a beautiful like berry sort of shade. This one I found to be a little on the thicker side. It is jam-packed with all of those glitters, so I guess it is to be expected. It is going to dry down textured, so you're going to want to use a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat over it. This one is just such a stunner. In person, it is so sparkly. I think I had like a hair or something in there. Like, I don't know why it was so stringy. But you can already see how it's drying down to be textured. I think for this one too, like the secret is to work in more thinner, even coats. I kind of had a little bit of loss of control with my polish. China Glaze does have really long nail polish brushes, so the polish tends to run down the stem pretty easily, and then you can have that pulling and that running sometimes, so just keep that in mind, especially if you're new to polishing. Just be careful, or you're gonna end up with like a huge blob of polish on your nail. But this one is absolutely stunning. Like the glow, the glitter glow. I am all for anything sparkly and pretty, and I am all for this polish. It is stunning. Definitely a polish for the holidays, even though it does lean a little more on the pink end. If you want to do something unexpected and wear a pink polish, go ahead. This is beautiful for New Year's, I think, because of the sparkle. And again, another February polish for me, for sure. So here we have 2 coats of For the Dreamers with a glossy top coat. So here we have Noodle, and this one is described as a teal shade with the finish being shimmer. It's definitely a shimmer, but it's more of a super fine shimmer, and it does have a little bit of a shift, I'd say. It's really, really hard to see directly on, but I feel like it shifts just the slightest bit. Maybe I can capture it for you guys later on. The formula was beautiful. Again, I had some polish kind of run down the stem, and you can see on my ring finger to the left that it looks a little more like heavier, more opaque than my middle finger, and that is because there was just a lot more polish. So just keep in mind, if you are polishing your nails with China Glaze, I don't know if their caps are interchangeable or not, or I mean their brushes, but I mean, to me, it's not a big deal. It's not a turn off. I just need to be a little more mindful. But I know for some people that really matters to them. So just a heads up. But this built up beautifully in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 coats is going to be just fine for you. I found the formula to be a little bit more on the thicker side, but not in a negative way. I didn't have any difficulty working with it or anything, just something that I noted. But look how beautiful and deep this shade is. Now, you can sort of see the shifts just a little bit. I mean, it's not like a prominent, like a different color type of shift. You can definitely see along the perimeter of my nail that it's just a little bit darker. It's so pretty. China Glaze, you just did it with this collection. You just did it. Pictured here are 2 coats of Noodle with a glossy top coat. Next up is Secret Recipe, and it's described as a rich milk chocolate, and it's obviously a cream, and this is legit milk chocolate, okay? I swatched it and I was like, what? Did I just melt chocolate and put it on my nails? Because this legit looks like that. I am a huge fan of chocolate. I love anything candy, chocolate, sweet. I have the biggest sweet tooth ever. This built up beautifully for me in 2 coats. And that's what I want. If I'm wearing a cream, it needs to be a 2-coater. Like, it just has to be 2 coats. I don't like to do 3 coats for creams. Like, I just feel like they've been in the game. Like, that formula has been in the game for a while, and it should just be simple by now. I mean, maybe that's a little ignorant for me to say because I'm not in the polish making industry, but I appreciate 2 coats. But as you can see, wonderful. I went in a little heavy-handed here, but it's self-leveled on its own. I didn't have any issues. This is legit a perfect milk chocolate brown shade. And it would honestly make a great base to add a topper over it, like a fun, colorful, like circle glitter topper, or even something like iridescent like. I just feel like there's so many different possibilities with creating or layering with this polish. You can obviously wear it on its own as well. It's a beautiful finish. I absolutely love it. And you can kind of see the difference here where I went in heavy-handed on the left and it looks a little bit lighter on the right. I personally, I work in thick coats and I try really hard not to do that, but it's just a habit of mine. But you can see this how smooth and buttery it looks. Long, short nails, 2 coats is going to be absolutely fine for you. So pictured here are 2 coats of Secret Recipe with a glossy top coat. And the last beautiful polish is Totally Taffy. This one is described as a delicate pink and a cream finish. I am not the biggest fan of pastel polishes. That's why I don't really like gravitate towards a lot of spring polishes because majority of them tend to be pastel. But I mean, this is a beautiful pink shade. For being such a light shade, it really did build up wonderfully in 2 coats. I think I had a little residue of cuticle oil on my nail here because you can see some patchiness. But I honestly think that was just user error, and I didn't wipe the plate of my nail very well. But 2 coats for this, and I'm like, wow. Usually with these types of colors, you really need that third shade to bring like that full coverage in. So honestly, long nails, 2 coats is going to be fine for you. This one self-levels beautifully. I had no issues with the formula. There was no streakiness that I've noticed other than, the little user error that I had earlier. It is such a pretty pink shade. Again, I think this has lots of capabilities to layer with. I can see another fun, like colorful glitter topper over it, like a silvery hollow glitter on top as well. I think it's just gorgeous. And if you don't have a pink shade like this in your collection, definitely pick it up. Or, if you want to grab it because it's in the Wonka collection, why not? There's no judgment here. So pictured here are 2 coats of Totally Taffy with a glossy top coat. Okay, I have a few favorites, ones that if I was going in and I could not purchase the whole collection, then these 3 are the ones that I would choose. First one being For the Dreamers. I love this. Look at this. Do you see the glow right here? Do you see that glow? Oh my gosh. My nails are chipped. I'm doing them tonight. Look at this beautiful gold. Like, I if I just saw this polish and I didn't know who the maker was, I would assume that it was an indie polish. They did an amazing job with this shimmer packed polish. The gold in here, the shifts to a beautiful, like light, delicate green. Everything just blends so well together. The formula was amazing. I achieved opacity in just 2 coats. It's beautiful, beautiful. Like you can even see, do you see a little bit of pink and red here too? It just blows my mind that a mainstream brand created something as gorgeous as this. I mean, I know that there are other gorgeous polishes that have beautiful shimmer and glitters and all of that, but you know, those are like usually your one-offs, right? Like you expect those from your indie brands, which I love my indie brands. And when you get a mainstream polish, sometimes the formula is off. It may take more than 2 coats to reach opacity, or it just like doesn't work. But this, it works. All of them, they work. They're beautiful. This is beautiful. Next fave is Pure Imagination. Now this one was more on the thicker side. So I can see myself adding a little bit of thinner, probably along, you know, later on in the future. I'll have to make sure that I keep this one stored away in like a dark place. I have polish all over the place. I am not the very best person when it comes to organization and polish. I have limited space, so I keep them in different sorts of containers on the shelves. I have another shelving unit over here. I have containers and drawers all around. But this one specifically, or probably this whole collection, I'll probably make sure to keep it stored away in a dark place because I don't want this to get any thicker. But this was an easy 2 coats for me. It is so sparkly, like look at this. So you see it in the sun, look at that. And then you also see it in no sun. Where's no sun, no sun, no sun? You see it in the sun, and even like not in the sun, just a little, it's like catching the sun just slightly. And it is so pretty. Now, because this is a glitter polish, there was texture. So I would definitely recommend, if you're picking this up, to make sure you're using a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat over it. It's just gonna give you that beautiful glass-like finish. But I love this like raspberry jelly-ish type of shade, even though it's not jelly. But it just reminds me of a nice plump jelly polish with glitter that reaches full opacity. All of the things that I love. And then the next one is Secret Recipe. I know this is just a brown cream, but I am a huge fan of chocolate. I absolutely love chocolate. This, when I swiped it, that first swatch, I was like, this is a legit chocolate, milk chocolate bar. Like if I chose any type of chocolate, it would be milk chocolate. That's my favorite. But the formula was beautiful. I had 2 coats to reach full opacity. I love the milkiness of the polish. I love that it really did look like a chocolate bar on my nails. And I do love brown polishes. I think this is a beautiful polish for the season, especially like the winter months. This would actually be beautiful in the fall as well. And honestly, you could pair this with a topper, and it would just be perfect. All right, that is all that I have for you today. Let me know if you picked up any of these polishes already, or if you're planning on picking any of them up. I honestly think the entire collection was perfection. So if you're debating on whether or not you should pick any of them up, or, you know, if you're thinking about getting the collection, think no further and take this as me being a good friend to you to say pick up the collection, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love that China Glaze went out of the box for this collection. They always do that. They create these polishes where it's like, you know, some collections are like, like, you know, they tried, but it's not really like my cup of tea. Or, you know, there's 1 or 2 polishes in certain collections that will just become these OG polishes, like China Glaze created Don't Let the Dead Bite. That polish you can no longer get. Unfortunately, the formula doesn't look like it did when it first came out, but it was just a polish that everybody loved. I'm pretty sure everybody still loves. they just create these beautiful polishes that just like linger throughout the nail polish community. And I honestly think that some of these are going to be those polishes that linger throughout the community, that linger throughout the nail polish community. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.